This series documents anatomical, parasitological, and energetic references to a frequency-responsive organism that appears consistently across historical medical records and is now directly observable under the microscope. What we're tracing is not a new phenomenon, but a continuity, a structure described in early Chinese and Daoist medical systems, mirrored in folklore and spiritual physiology, misclassified in modern pathology, and now rediscovered in contemporary microscopy. This is not a metaphysical proposition. It is an observational review of a pattern, across time, across systems, and across disciplines that rarely speak to one another. One of the earliest internal parasite models in East Asian medicine is the three-worm system, San Chong, written San Chong. The three worms were said to live in specific anatomical regions: the upper worm in the head and throat, the middle worm in the heart and solar plexus, the lower worm in the intestines and reproductive organs. Each was described as interfering with vital functions: memory, breath, sleep, energy, and clarity. This system is recorded in early Daoist and medical texts, most notably the Zhengao, or Declarations of the Perfected, compiled in the 4th century. There, the worms are described as real, somatically embedded parasites that weaken spiritual signal and create disease. We also find a related system in the Bao Puzi, written by Ge Hong around 320 CE, which describes the three corpses, Sansha, subtle parasitic entities that live in the same zones, feeding off the host and reporting their faults to heaven. In some traditions, the three worms and the three corpses are treated as synonymous, both representing multi-layered parasitism and both requiring elimination through fasting, breath retention, herbal purgation, and visualization practices. Further references to these methods appear throughout the Lingbao and Daozang canons in the 5th through 10th centuries, where texts describe how the worms are driven out using specific formulas, often including bitter herbs, moxibustion, and breath control. In modern clinical commentary, Heiner Fruhauf has reframed the three worms as precursors to chronic parasitic syndromes. He describes them as an early coded recognition of multi-system disruption that resists simple categorization, exactly what we now see in many mimic-affected individuals today. These descriptions are not metaphorical. They represent early anatomical recordings of resonant sensitive parasitic behavior that aligns with what we now observe in the fascia, breath lines, and vault systems. The regions they target, head, heart, gut, remain the same. The interference patterns are recognizable. The pattern is intact. Next, in part 2, we examine the Shanghan Lun,